Open your web browser, type in slavery, click images, and most of what you'll see will be horrors of the past, mostly drawings in black and white. Indeed, the public today is well aware of one of the worst human tragedies in history, when Africans were taken thousands of miles away from home to be slaves in the New World. This important awareness isn't hard to explain. Just think of how the movie industry helped us reflect on this dark period.
If you want to survive, do and say as little as possible.
Well, I don't want to survive. I want to live.
There ain't no grave can hold my body down.
In the U.S., things related to that ugly chapter of history are still being brought up in political discussions.
The matter of reparations is one of making amends and direct redress, but it is also a question of citizenship. In H.R. 40, this body has a chance to both make good on its 2009 apology for enslavement and reject fair weather patriotism.
I believe that we have never fully addressed in this country the original sin of slavery, and that because of that, we have never truly healed as a country.
When they are using the Department of Justice in a way that is about politics and not about the pursuit of equality and application of the laws equally to all people, we know this is not justice, this is an injustice.
What the ancestors of so many Americans went through will always be remembered. But just how much do people know about what's really going on with slavery today in this world?
What continent do you think has the most human trafficking?
It's a trick question, so I'm going to guess it's North America.
Europe.
Africa.
I don't know, maybe Asia?
North America.
How many people are being victimized by human trafficking in Africa now?
I couldn't tell you.
5-10 million?
Like 500,000?
I don't know, 100,000?
It's actually 9.2 million.
Dear Lord, really?
The 2018 estimates for the continent with the most dire slaves per capita record are stunning. Think of it. 9.24 million people enslaved in Africa. It isn't far from 12.5 billion. That's roughly how many Africans were put on ships to be forcefully moved to the Americas during the era of transatlantic slave trade. No need to describe these diagrams. Only 10.7 million survived these kind of horrible conditions. Back to the slaves of the 21st century. Let's stick to Africa for a moment. It's not only the numbers that are more than just eye-opening. It's how things are done. From migrants being auctioned off to become workhorses in Libya. Yeah, journalists have seen men go under the hammer there in the space of minutes. To the practice of hereditary slavery in Mauritania. Even nowadays, some children in that country enter this world as slaves. Or take the thousands of Nigerian women still being sold as sex workers after false promises or kidnapping.
The number of Nigerian girls trafficked to Burkina Faso is growing by the day.
Those from Nigeria often go through Mali. The Nigerian government believes there are up to 20,000 of them.
Thousands of women, originally from Nigeria, are forced into prostitution every night.
Even the chocolate bar you've just had for your coffee break could have been made through the suffering of an African child slave. Maybe Nestle sweets aren't that sweet after all. Anyway, moving on beyond the continent with the poorest record. With almost 25 million people believed to be in forced labor worldwide, it's probably worth raising alarm bells not only about the tragedies of the past, but also about the less known miseries of the present.